Hi, this is Jorge Gonzalez with Team Data 8 and Keller Williams Realty in Miami, Florida. Everybody tells you to fix the place up before you sell, and nobody tells you what it's actually worth to you, because there are two completely different buyers out there and they want opposite things from you. One pays a little extra for a home that's all done, and the other takes a lot off for one that isn't. Before you spend $1, let me show you how to tell which buyer you're actually selling to. Here's how most sellers get this wrong. They treat repairs as a math problem. Spend X, get back Y. That's not what's happening. When you decide whether to fix things, you're really choosing your buyer. And the trouble starts when you try to be both. You do half the work, you price it like it's finished, and then the move-in ready crowd walks away because it isn't done. And the bargain hunters walk away too because it isn't cheap. That's the house that sits on the market. And here in Miami right now, with a lot of homes for sale and buyers holding real leverage, the house that sits is the house that gets picked apart. So let me walk you through what each buyer is actually worth, which one there are more of, and what it really costs you to skip the work. Number one, this isn't a theory. It's in the data. Zillow analyzed more than 2 million homes listed in 2025 against more than 600 phrases people use in their listing descriptions. Then compared what each home actually sold for against what it should have. Homes described as turnkey sold for 2.9% more than expected. Remodeled homes came in 2.2% above similar homes that didn't mention updates. So doing the work pays. It pays modestly. Now here's the number that should stop you. Fixer-uppers sold for 14% less than expected. Read those together because the gap is the whole story. Finishing the job gets you low single digits. Not finishing it costs you double digits. Your downside is roughly 6 times your upside. That's not a coin flip with a small edge. That's a lopsided bet. And most sellers have never seen it laid out that way. Number two, now, both buyers exist, but the two pools are not the same size. A survey of more than 2,000 homeowners found 62% bought a move-in ready home. Only 28.1% bought a fixer-upper. And that smaller pool is wearing out. Given the choice again, 88% of the fixer-upper owners say they'd do something differently. And better than 1 in 5 say they'd skip the fixer-upper entirely. Zillow's senior economist, Kara Ning, named the reason. When affordability is tight, the last thing buyers want is another expensive project waiting for them. Think about why that is. A finished house gets financed over 30 years. Your project doesn't. The buyer has to write a check for it next month, on top of everything else they just paid at closing. So selling as is still a real legitimate option. It just puts you in front of the smaller, thinner, more price-conscious crowd, and now you know what that crowd charges. And number three, and here's the part I most want you to hear. The repair you skip doesn't disappear. It just moves. You don't get to skip the repair. You only get to decide when you pay for it and who sets the price. Skip it before you list, and it shows up on the buyer's inspection report, and now you're discussing it with somebody who already has your house under contract and knows you want to close. You're not negotiating from your own kitchen anymore. You're negotiating from their side of the table, and sellers are catching on, but not fast enough. Heading into this year, 39% of sellers expected to make a concession, but 46.2% of sellers who actually closed this past May made one, the highest May share Redfin has on record. So sellers are underestimating this by about 7 points. The bill comes either way. The only question is whether you pay it at your number or at theirs. So before you spend $1, answer the question first. Which buyer am I selling to? If it's the one who wants it done, then the work isn't an expense. It's positioning. And we should talk about which specific pieces actually matter for your house at your price point. Not everything. If it's the one who wants the project, that's fine. But then we price it that way from day one and market to the people actually shopping for projects. What never works is landing in the middle. Look, I'm a dad of 8 kids, so trust me. I know the difference between money well spent and money thrown at the wrong thing. That's a conversation, not a guess. Anyways, I'd love to talk more about this with you, so, give me a call, text me, email me, you know how to get in touch with me. Let's walk through your house, and I'll tell you honestly which way I'd take it or what things we should do, what's worth it either way, what repairs might help or not. Anyways, until next time, see you later.